Well, we are live in the Gold Coast. It is fight week for Jai Opetia with Tasman fighters Mick Francis. The open workout's about to happen and then a big run of events, and good, the Gold Coast is the perfect place.
Yeah, it is a perfect place. You know, it's been well documented that, you know, the Gold Coast should be the Las Vegas of boxing in this part of the world. Mate, why not? You know, we've got everything up here. It's got the weather. It's come out really good today, which I was a bit worried last week. You know, we've got hotels, the nightclubs, the beaches, you know what I mean? We've got plenty to do up here for fight week. So this week we've got plenty on board as well. Like tonight it really kicks off with the open workout. The open workout was one of the crowd favourites last year, which, you know, everyone couldn't wait to do that again this year, this event. Tomorrow, obviously, we've got the presser at 12 o'clock back here again. Saturday we've got the weigh-in at 2 o'clock, which will be packed. The place will be packed as well, and that always gets a few cheers. Saturday night we have the cocktail party, the promoters' cocktail party.
Hey.
That's always pretty cool. That was did the first one last event, and that worked pretty well. And we get in the fight night. So, mate, we have a pretty cool week of events.
The great thing about this too is obviously we're going to talk about Jai in just a sec, but the card's got a lot of great Australian talent on it, and a lot of obviously people from overseas coming to fight our guys too.
Yeah.
But like Connor Wallace, this is a really important fight for him in particular.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is. Like, you know, Connor missed out last time, you know, and he did a little bit of stuff for the media, and I could see it in his eye. He was absolutely spewing. So yeah, he definitely wanted to be on this card. I had a chat to him and Steve, his manager, and I said, mate, you've got a choice. You can sit around and wait for the call-up with the IBF, or you can, you know, be a part, keep promoting yourself, keep moving forward. And the biggest killer with, you know, fighters at this level is inactivity, you know. So with him being more active, you know, it's what he needs. But he just needs to relax a little bit more and not go to war like he does every time he gets in the ring. But, you know, he needs to be active. And when he wanted to be on this card, I had a chat to him and Steve, and I said, mate, it's a progression fight. It's not a fight for you to give you an easy kill. I'm not spending all this money to bring someone out from overseas and just to give you a stiff. I said, mate, it's a progression fight. And when you do get that call up for a world title shot, you've got to be prepared. You know, so if we don't prepare them properly, it's a false economy, and they get in there and they get their asses given to them.
What does, with a good win, obviously on Sunday, where does it look like with him for the IBF? Does it go to mandatory status? Can he get there? Or he's obviously ranked 7 with 2 of the other sanctioning bodies, but what's the play for Connor? Because it's obviously, we know the divisions.
Well, the IBF is, you know, the IBF, I think that's the route we want to take with Connor. You know, he's at number 2 right now. The guy sitting at number 1, he's been there for over 2 years. So it's not like things are moving anytime soon. You've got Bivol and Beterbiev. They keep, you know, if Beterbiev would have won that last fight, they had their option and they wouldn't have been able to have another exception, and he would have been called the mandatory like the next couple of days. Because Bivol won, he had the opportunity to call an exception. This time, no matter who wins, they have to fight. They get called for a mandatory for number 1. But yeah, I've had a couple of chats to the IBF recently, and they're over there with their convention in the US at the moment. I spoke to Ben Kilty before he went away, and he was talking about the IBF introducing an interim title. They don't have an interim title. It's the only sanctioning bodies that don't have one. They actually have the Intercontinental title as their second best belt. So the interim title, if they do introduce that, there's an option we could probably bring a major fight back here to Australia against number 1, Michael Effort from Germany. It's going to be a good fight. I think Connor wins that fight. I think he wins well. But we want to bring that fight back to Australia and give Connor every opportunity to actually win that fight. Yeah,
to put him in an eliminator would be amazing. I've seen him come off fights and how buzzed he gets. I could only imagine how up and about the Green Army would be, especially Connor Wallace after that win.
As he always says, and I keep saying this, like, there's no show like a Connor Wallace show. Like, you know, could you imagine us doing a interim world title? It doesn't matter, an interim world title here on the Gold Coast or in Brisbane for Connor Wallace. Yeah. Mate, his mum and dad have just come over from Ireland, which they do every time. But I think Connor's told, mate, I think he's sold about 20 tables, about 300 GAs. You know, he's got a massive following, and it's only getting bigger.
Yeah, good. Well, obviously the main event, Jai Opetia, Claudio Squayo, very important one for Jai. One that obviously I think, let's be honest, the punters believe he can win. However, there's been overlooked fighters a lot recently. Jai was one of those in this town, and obviously beat Marius Bretis. Yeah. Well, so it's not It's boxing, right?
It's boxing, and at this weight class, and we saw that, in Jai's last fight in the second round against David Noika. Like, Jai had a good shot put on him. He got stung, he got hurt, and it was only like 3 or 4 seconds ago. Thank God. Like, if that was like the first, part of the second round, like, who knows? So in this division, mate, they can all bang, every single one of them. They've got to be able to take a good shot as well. Like, Jai's got he's got a good chin. We all know he's got a good chin. But I think that particular fight showed that Jai was actually human. So, and he can bang, he can box. Like, Jai can do whatever he wants, and he's got the fitness to back it up as well. Like, what he does in the gym, like, I've never seen another athlete do what he does.
Although we know the killer of Opetia, I actually kind of like when that stuff happens because it gives people like Zurdo maybe that glimmer of hope that they can beat him, rather than him just going to put 2 belts on the line and lose, and they go, no, there's a hole. Not going to work out like that on fight night, but it might be the one thing that happens to get you that fight, which is obviously the one we're chasing. Any update? Because
we've been given 3 dates in the past. Each date's sort of fallen over for various reasons. You got to remember, you have a look at the last dozen fights that Jai's had. Look at the opponents. They've done nothing since. They have a comeback fight, some of them don't even come back. Look at Breeders. You know what I mean? So it retires these guys. Now you've got a fighter like Ramirez. Like, he's a good fighter, don't get me wrong. You got a fighter like Ramirez. He can fight for another couple of years. Like, he's in his 30s. He can fight for another couple of years. Take good fights, take easy fights, be a world champion, retire healthy. Or he can fight Jai Opetia. You know what I mean? Like, what do they do?
I saw at an event the other day, he said that he goes, yes, Jai will be next, but then I also heard him say 3 or 4 other names are next. So I couldn't put my finger on it either, but would you be confident to say that there is not a 100% contract for him to fight Jake Paul? Like, it doesn't exist. It might exist, but
that doesn't
exist.
It
doesn't exist?
Look, that's a fight Jai would have for a bit of fun and a big payday. But it's not a fight that he would take serious. Like, don't get me wrong, Jai will take every single time he jumps in the ring. Every fight's serious. But it's something that he wouldn't really have the respect for, because it's all about belts. And don't get me wrong, if Jake Paul's got a belt, like, say for instance, if he and who knows what's going on, what's been stirred up over in the US, but if Jake Paul fights Ramirez at some stage, because there is whispers of that as well, and he happens to have a belt, well, he'll be in the firing line. And that's the only way Jai will take that fight serious. And it's not the opponent, it's the belts.
I saw Jake tweet something the other day, and it was an Australian flag and like a stock's going down, and I tried to decipher it to see if it had anything to do with Jai, but I'm not sure if it did. But he's definitely in that race. I mean, the payday's good. We'll take that, and I guess that's a good day for him.
Well, it'll be a good day in the office, but
he's a different cat, isn't he, Jai? He's the realist. And he likes he doesn't do it for the cash, he does it for the legacy.
It's all about legacy. It's all about honouring his family's name. He's got ultimate respect for his grandfather that wants that WBO belt, and that's why Jai wants that so much, the WBO belt. His grandfather's aging and he's been a little bit sick lately. So look, Jai's frantically trying to get in the ring, and it's been on record before. It's not about the purse. Like, he will take a pay cut. So if they're saying, Jai wants, we've never been offered a cent. We've never, numbers never been brought up. So it's not like they can say Jai wants too much money. Absolute bullshit. Mate, Jai will take the fight. It doesn't matter if it's here in Australia, if it's in Saudi, the US, on the moon, Jai will take that fight.
Chris Bill and Smith, we had the same issue, right? So, I mean, it's round 2. Another opponent doing the same thing with both those belts.
Well, Chris Bill and Smith missed out on a massive payday. So you think about Australia versus England, okay? Boxer versus Matchroom. Like, they both speak English. Both, marketable guys. Mate, that was a super fight. But he's gone and lost the belt to Ramirez. They clearly doesn't want to fight Jai. Okay, he made some sort of comment the other day. Take it with a grain of salt, I'll be honest. But, he's missed out on a payday. And he'll probably never see that payday again. Crazy.
Well, Sunday night in the Gold Coast, DAZN live around the world. There'll be a
Yep.
link in the description for you to get on it. Use my code, it helps out the show. Nick Francis, Tasman Fighters. Keep an eye out for Justice Hooney in the morning as well, or at night, wherever you are in the UK or around the world. But
live on the Zone. Don't
Can't wait.
download the app if you haven't already downloaded the app.
Yep.
Tickets at Ticketek if you're local. Get out and support this event, because I don't think you'll see Jai fighting back in Australia for a very long time, because obviously it's getting harder and harder. It's harder to bring these guys out. So, I don't think there's many other opportunities to watch Jai fight back in this part of the world. So get out and support and enjoy the rest of the undercard.
he gets it done. Mick Francis, thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate the call.